I don't know if anybody's there yet. I'm looking for like little signs that you all can hear me, but it says we're live, which makes me really, really excited. I'm gonna look at Voxer to see if you guys are. I think there's like a place for me to see notes from you guys. Let's see. Hold on. All right. Let's see. I'm waiting to hear. So if you're watching this video, you may want to fast forward a little bit until we start talking. We have one viewer. Can you see me? Yay! I have a viewer. Oh, now we don't have a viewer. It went away. Technology is amazing. Let's see. All right. We'll give it a minute. Not even a minute. We'll give it a couple more seconds, and hopefully I can get some feedback from someone that you can see me. And then I'm just going to go with it because this will be recorded. So. Oh, yay, you can see me. I'm so excited. All right. So, all right, I've got 2 viewers, and I know there's more coming. So, okay. All right, so we're good. We're good. Yay! All right. Some are seeing me. Some aren't. Try to refresh your browser. All right, so some are seeing me, some aren't. If you're not, you'll be able to see the recording. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I hate that not everyone is. Okay, I will say Google Chrome is your friend. Google, trying to, this is ridiculous. It's auto. All right. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and go because this will be a link that you guys can watch later if you're not catching it live right now. Oh, we have 3 viewers. Okay, so we're climbing in the viewership. Yeah, definitely try refreshing your browser. All right, so let's go ahead and go. Okay, so in our first session, we talked about, you know, discovering what your dreams are and rediscovering your dreams, thinking about your dreams and actually planning out you know, your life and looking at, you know, this year, 5 years, all that stuff. So now what we're going to do in this session is we're going to talk about how to actually share your dreams and vision with your customers and your potential prospects and also some other people in your life. So I'm probably going to look down a couple times because I look at my notes. Usually I'm just like on a call with you guys. So this is a whole new thing for me, the video thing, but I'm just really excited because I want you to see my face. I want you to see the excitement. And then we're going to have these videos, you know, for eternity to share. So I'm excited about that. So the first thing that I'll say about, you know, sharing your dreams and goals with your customers and things like that, a truth is that people are actually excited to follow someone that's going somewhere. Would you not agree with that? So think of some times in your life that you've kind of had to follow someone, whether it be like a teacher or a coach or a boss or maybe just the captain of a team that you were on. Maybe it was, you know, someone that you work with that was in charge of a campaign and you were a part of the team but you were a follower on the team. How does it feel when maybe they weren't excited about where the team was going, they weren't doing their job as a leader? It's not really like motivating to follow someone who's not going somewhere, right? I mean, we've all probably been there in life. So your job as a We're live. All right. Ugh. Technology is not my friend. Okay, take two. Hopefully, I don't know if it'll just keep recording through all that or not. So we're back. I lost connection. Hopefully, you're all seeing me right now. It says I'm live. All right. Lordy. Okay. So, your job as a consultant, with your customers and, eventually with your team is you got to be going somewhere. And that's the whole thing. Like, you have to know where you're going. And then you have to share that with people, but people want to follow someone who's going somewhere. And so you have to be like all in. Okay. So once you decide, where you're going with your business and you have a goal and you have like a dream, you have to be sold out on it, and you can't weeble wobble in and out of doing this, not doing this, going somewhere, not going somewhere, because even once you start to get a team, like a baby little team, they know. they sense that I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out, and nobody's going to follow that. If Julia would have been in and out these past 13 years of wanting to become a national, I'm not going to follow that. Strong women aren't going to follow someone who isn't sold out, who isn't really dedicated to the mission. So once you decide what your dreams and goals are, even like tiny little baby dreams that you may have, like be all in, like nail it and be going there and be passionate about it. Okay. So the next truth that I'll say is that people are attracted to energy givers. Okay. So I am, okay. All right, you guys are all good. I got it. Okay. Sorry, distraction, squirrel. I want to make sure everybody's on. So, okay. So energy givers. All right. Truth. Think about the people in your life that you actually enjoy talking to for more than 5 minutes. So think of a couple that you love to talk to. They are usually people who fill your cup up. How do you feel like when you get a call from one of your family members or friends that's like, she's a negative Nelly, the conversation is pretty much going to be all about her and what isn't going right? Do you find yourself maybe not taking the call sometimes? Or I don't even have enough energy inside of me to deal with this conversation right now, so I'm not going to take this call. Oh, I know. I think we've all been there before, but we enjoy being around people who fill our cup up. Most of the time, I think conversations that I have that I really, really enjoy, that person asked me all about me. They were like, oh, how's this? And how are the kids? And what's going on? And what have you been doing? And blah, blah, blah. And they hardly ever talk about themselves. They fill my cup up. They're into me. They're actually interested in the conversation and what's been going on in my life. And so you are that to people at your skincare classes, and you are that to your customers. And so Linda Tupin has this thing where we talk about not wanting to bother people and have them have a skincare class for us. And she's like, girl, you are the best thing that's going to happen to her probably all month. Unfortunately, maybe every year. And I thought that was crazy. How can me, the little Mary Kay lady, be the most positive thing in this woman's life? Well, it's truth. You do this long enough and you pamper enough women, and you come to realize that a lot of women really do need to be filled up and feel loved. And so that is who you are at the skincare class. And so, let's see, having a team in Mary Kay, it isn't about management. It's about giving women the gift of hope. Okay. Now, you are not in charge what the women do with the gifts of hope that you give them, but that's what sharing this opportunity with other women is about. It's about hope. Mary Kay, when she passed away, literally on her deathbed, the last two things that she asked us to do. Number one, you guys are going to laugh, is to continue to dress like a lady. And her view of that was, a skirt, a dress. So that was one. Second was continue to pass on the opportunity. And I remember, being a brand new consultant and thinking, gosh, I wasn't even sure about doing this myself. How in the world can I ask, someone else to come on board, with my team? But when you start to realize that this business, can change women's lives, it's so worth asking. And there are so many people that are going to join your team that are going to do maybe absolutely nothing with this business. And I hate to say that out loud, but I want you to know, I mean, I speak truth. And so when people ask me, well, how many people stick with it? I always say 1 in 3 people that join your team actually stick with it. And the definition of stick with it is even different. You know, it could be just for the discount. It could be to make some extra money, or it can go to go big. I would say 1 in 10 women that join your team are going to go big. You know, they're really going to do something with this. So it's not up to you. It's not your fault. You're not in charge of. You can't take credit for what people do with this opportunity, but it absolutely is your job to share the opportunity with women and give it away. And don't feel all weird about talking about, you know, your life and how you're on a mission to do this. And so we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that. Your excitement and passion for your business is your #1 recruiting tool. I think that you can know absolutely nothing about the product and you can go to an appointment and you can be sold out on this opportunity and you will get team members. And the reason that I know that is because I signed my beauty consultant agreement the night that I had my first facial. I knew absolutely nothing other than what she knew about the product, which wasn't much because she had only been doing this for a little bit, but she was so passionate and she was so excited about the opportunity and she wanted me to come on board and she wanted me to have what she had. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm getting myself into. I didn't even wear makeup. Like, it was ridiculous for me to sign my agreement, but I signed my agreement because she was going somewhere and I didn't want to be left behind. And I wanted what she was talking about getting. I wanted to be able to stay at home with future babies and make more than I was making in corporate America. I wanted that. And so I jumped on board. Now, if she would have been like, yeah, I'm trying it. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm really nervous. I would have been like, I'm out of here. I'm not joining your team. You're not going to recruit strong women onto your team if you're weeble wobbling around and you're not sure. And so don't sell yourself short. Don't, like, I don't want to say dumb yourself down, but I'm talking like don't humble it down. Like, don't dumb down your confidence level or your excitement level, because actually the reverse of that, the opposite of that, is what is actually going to attract people who also want to be going somewhere in their life. Okay. Let's see. The first step is figuring out, we already talked about this a little bit. The first step is figuring out what you really want with this and being absolutely sold out on it and so fired up that nothing's going to stop you. And it's like you have this burning desire, like in your stomach. It's like a fire in your belly. And it's literally, that's how you know what you're going for is really what you want. Okay. And usually, like the red jacket, the on-target car, like an on-target car might be, so I mean, who would not want a free car, right? But you know what I mean? Like, it's you want this, and these Mary Kay things, these steps are what's going to get you to that level. Let's see. And okay, so here's another thing. Like, and you want to, like, who do you want to share the opportunity with, or who do you want to share your dreams with? I think is more important. I believe there's a way to share your dreams and goals with others in an appropriate manner. Okay, so you could be so over, like if you're I personality style and you're like, I'm so excited, oh my gosh, this has changed my life. Ah. You know, you might want to like comment down a little at your parties. You don't want to be like, oh, I'm so excited. Because someone like me would be like, girl, chill. So, you know, but then there's the other part of us. Like, I was this girl who was like so shy and so like, I don't really want to tell people like that I'm like on target for my car, because that's kind of braggy, and I'm just like, maybe they'll figure it out if I show them like a picture of it. Or I mean, that's ridiculous too. Like, you're not going to recruit the girl who wants to be on a mission if you're like, well, I'm on my car. Like, nobody's going to follow that. So you have to attract yourself to every different personality style. And so if you can master that skill early on in your business, you're going to go places, because it's not about you. It's not about us. It's about them. And it's about making every single person at that skincare class, you know, feel safe with you, and they need to be being fed while in your presence, if that makes sense. So let's talk about this for a second. All right. So So who do you want to share your dreams with? Obviously, your customers. And that's what we're going to talk about here for a second. So how do you do that? Well, number one, I would say this, like if you haven't watched my skincare class video in our new consultant training section on the website, you have to do that. I mean, it tells you, you know, how I share my eye story, playing the game, all that stuff. Like it tells you how to do that. So you definitely want to start there. But there's a couple different places that you're going to share information about the opportunity, but more importantly, share your dreams and your vision. And so number one is in your intro and in your eye story. Your eye story is when you first tell them, when you open up the party and you're saying, hey, okay, so I'm so excited that you guys are here tonight. You know, this is what we're going to do, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I want to get to know you. And so when you tell them about yourself, you basically, you just want to say who you are. Like, for instance, back in the day, I would have said, you know, my name's Amber, and, you know, the hostess knows me, and I know you guys don't know me, so I just want to tell you a little bit about myself and where, you know, where I'm coming from and what I'm doing this whole Mary Kay thing for. So I actually work as a marketing administrator at a place downtown, and I love it. I've been there for like 2 years. It's hard to do. It's hard to go back there. In my head, I'm like, why did I love it? But I did love it. I liked what I was doing. So I loved it. I've been here for like 2.5 years. My husband and I just got married, and we want to start a family. I do have a stepdaughter, and I'm looking for Mary Kay to actually replace my corporate income. I know it's crazy. I didn't think that was possible, but that's something that, you know, my husband and I are working on, and we're actually about to go on Target, or we're on Target for our car. So it's really exciting. I just love what I'm doing, and I love helping women feel good about myself. So that's a little bit about me, and that was it. Like, it was like, this is who I am, this is why I'm doing this, and this is where I'm going. And hint, hint, some of you need to come with me. But that's quick. It's quick. Okay. So we're going to talk about a dream book with all this. Okay. So a dream book, I've got to like move my legs. I'm like dying here. All right. I'm on my knees and trying to talk, and I can't feel my ankles anymore. I'm numb. Video is amazing. Okay, so a dream book. What's a dream book? Okay, so a dream book is taking your dreams and goals from your poster and putting it into like a binder, like a 3-ring binder with, you know, pictures and page protectors, or like a photo album. I recommend that it's big enough, like it's not like this, because you're going to want to show it to everybody. So at least like 5x7 size. In the beginning, the first couple pages should be for you. So it could show you, let's say, let's say you're a stay-at-home mom. It could show you with your kids and your husband. It could just be a picture of your family, but something that represents who you are. Second page should be why you're doing this. What's driving you? You know, why did you decide to do this in the first place? And then the third page should be where you're going. Okay, so those are the first 3 pages of your dream book. Who are you? Why are you doing this? And where are you going? So when you do that intro, your short, quick intro, hey, I'm Amber. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So here's a picture of me and my husband. We just got married, and this is Brooke. And we want to add more to the family. So flip the page, and like whatever that represents for you. Okay. And then the rest of the dream book is going to be when you play the purse game. Okay, so that's the second place that you talk about the opportunity and share your dreams with people, is when you play the purse game. Okay, so if you're not playing the purse game at your appointments, shame on you. I know it's scary. When I first started this business, like I said, I was super shy, but that is just something, I just did everything my director told me to do. And honestly, I thank the good Lord that I listened, because I'm not one that likes to follow other people's directions. I like to do my own thing. So it was really hard for me to listen to her, but it was almost like a good thing that I had no idea what I was doing in Mary Kay, because I was forced to listen to her, because I didn't even have an option that I came up with on my own. I just had to do what she said. And so I started playing this game at my very, very first appointments, and I was really, really nervous. But it is the absolute best way to share the opportunity with people in a fun, light way. Okay, so the purse game, if you're like brand new and you don't know what I'm talking about, you know, you can definitely watch my skincare class video and come up with it, but I'll tell you in short what it is. So you're taking the letters MRSWCAB. So we kind of joke and says it stands for Mrs. W. Cab. I don't know, Juanita, Mrs. Juanita Cab, I don't know, Mrs. W. Cab. And M stands for money. So on a page in your dream book, you would want to have things that represent money. Okay, so like half off product, like, you know, I made 50% off of everything that I sold. Something that you're looking towards earning with your Mary Kay money. But you want to talk about how much money they can earn in Mary Kay. And this is something that you've done because of making extra money with Mary Kay, or this is something that you're working on paying for with your Mary Kay money. And then the next page is R. R stands for recognition and rewards. So when I first came in, I was a star consultant. So all I had was that one prize that I had earned. But I talked about, so I had a picture of that, but I talked about how Mary Kay believed in praising women to success. And I had not experienced that in corporate America the way that I was experiencing it with Mary Kay. And as my journey progressed, I have more and more stories about how Mary Kay honors us and cherishes us and rewards us for hard work. And I talk a little bit about work ethic there. And I say, I work hard and I do work hard at this, but it's definitely not stressful like my other job. And it's actually fun work. But then, because I'm doing the work, I'm getting rewarded all these extra things coming my way. So have something for rewards, something you're working for or something that you've already received. And even if you're not motivated by recognition and rewards, you guys, I'm sorry. I used to say that I wasn't either, but we are. I mean, Mary Kay would not have the Star Consultant program. She wouldn't have diamonds at seminars. She wouldn't have trips. She wouldn't have cars if we were not motivated by that a little bit. And so you can fight it and you can pretend like you're not, but I'm telling you, it feels good to be recognized. Now we all might enjoy recognition in a different way. We all have I don't know if you've ever read the book, The 5 Love Languages, but everybody has a love language. Everybody does. And it doesn't matter, what personality style you are. We all have this love language that we just feel loved when people show us love in that way. And words of affirmation is one of the love languages. So if Christian tells me, "Oh, baby, you look really nice tonight," I mean, that makes me feel loved. And so I recommend getting that book, like for any children, if you have children, if you have a spouse, if you have a boyfriend, it's amazing. It kind of changed our marriage. It definitely changes the way that we parent. But anyway, we all enjoy receiving love and recognition in different forms, but it doesn't mean that we don't. And I always like to ask the question, what's something really cool that you've earned from your boss or where you work? And, for a job well done or whatever. And I like to get what people say, because sometimes people have like really cool things that they've earned. And I'm like, oh gosh, that's really cool. Like, your boss is awesome. But most of the time, I would say like 90% of the time, people aren't being recognized where they're at. That's why they're miserable at their jobs, because they're not being recognized and rewarded. And so honestly, I'm spoiled in Mary Kay now. I remember working downtown, and if we hit like our quota for the week, we got to go to happy hour. And I'm like, I just want to go home and spend some time with my family. So that never motivated me. Actually, the only thing that motivated me about that is they closed up shop like an hour early, so I could go home an hour early. So that was like, woohoo, hit our quota. But everybody does enjoy that, and it's fun to hear what people are receiving, and maybe for those that aren't. Okay, so that's MRS, stands for self-confidence and self-esteem. And so for me, in the beginning, my confidence really hadn't been changed yet much with Mary Kay. So for me, that page back then would have been about helping other women feel, awesome and beautiful. And that's what we do as Mary Kay consultants. And now I talk a lot about how my personal self-confidence has changed. That wasn't happening it was happening. I couldn't celebrate it yet. So it wouldn't have been something I would have put in my dream book, but I would have talked about, how Mary Kay helps women I would have talked about, you know, the Mary Kay Ash Charitable Foundation and how we give, you know, millions of dollars a year to domestic violence shelters and, you know, cancer research and trying to end cancers that affect women. And so those are things that people care about, and they care about a company that cares about those things. Let's see, W stands for watch what I do. Now here's a little trick. Okay, so if I am like playing this game, and this is always when people finally warm up and start to have a good time, okay, and I'll tell you how I introduce this game when I get done talking about the letters. I play this game at every single appointment that I do when there's 3 or more women there. It's a little weird if there's 2 people there. It's probably not going to be the best game ever. But sometimes I will like joke with them if they're like sisters or family or best friends. I'll be like, hey, so you guys want to like play a game against each other? And sometimes I'll play. If they're cool, I'll play it. But normally this is a 3 or more person game. So if I have like a crowd that's like they're like not into it yet, I won't jump into W. Hey, watch what I do. I go to C, which stands for cars. So sometimes I go MRSC and then WAB. Okay, but nobody is not going to listen to me when I talk about the free car program. That gets all crowds like, woohoo. So C stands for cars. Okay, so I'll talk about the car program, the fact that you can earn several different cars in Mary Kay. Now, before I hadn't earned a car, I would talk about my friend Julia, who had already earned her pink Cadillac, and she'd been with the company for like 11 months. So, you know, there's things that you talk about, and you can talk about how I'm earning my car, if that's something that you're going for. Women typically, like the outside realm, they don't really understand Red Jacket, and they don't really understand DIQ or directorship, but they understand free car. So sometimes like in DIQ, that was the goal. I wanted to be a sales director. Like I wanted to quit my full-time job. But when I said sales director, that sounds like, what is that? But when I said I'm earning my free car, people were like, oh, I'm going to help that girl earn her free car. My Mary Kay girl, she's earning her free car. They didn't know what directorship meant, but they know what free car meant. So we talked about the car program, and we talked about how they have options in cash, you know, stuff like that. And a lot of times people are like, oh, wait, where's your pink Cadillac? I'm like, it's coming. My pink Cadillac's coming. I got to earn this one first, and then the pink Cadillac will be here. W stands for watch what I do. I'm just going to tell you exactly what I say. You guys have probably heard it 5 million times. W stands for watch what I do. And I know you guys are probably not interested in doing what I do, but I am going to pick a couple of you to give me some feedback and just give me your opinion of the opportunity. I'm like seeking out women who are just excellent. I'm seeking out women who just want more out of life, and you know, that might not be anybody here. Y'all might be totally content with the way life is, but in order to earn my trip to Rome, I have to get the opinion of at least 15 women this month about the opportunity. So I'll ask a couple of you. So okay, so let's like pretend hat. Who all would you all say would be like good at doing what I do? And they will point to each other, and sometimes they all point to the same girl. And so I'm like, she's good in information. And she's like, me? No, never. You know, I don't take what she says after that. Sometimes they look around like, oh, I don't know. And they don't like saying it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick 2 of you. At the end, when we meet for our individual consultations, I'll pick a couple of you to get your opinions. So that's what I say there. And I say that, you know, at every appointment. And it's truth. Again, truth. There are 1 or 2 women at every single appointment that you do that would be good at the Mary Kay opportunity. You aren't always going to, women are not always going to say, hey, I want to do this. Pick me, pick me. You have to pick the women that you are just attracted to, the women that are joyful, energy givers. See, you get to pick who you share your dreams and goals with in this business. And so you get to pick the women at the appointments that you would want to work with. And so you pick them. But sometimes sometimes people will say, I'm interested. Of course, I'm going to give her information. So that is W. Then C, we already talked about that, cars. A stands for advantages. Some people talk about the advancement opportunity at that point, but I always talk about the advantages, and I always talk about the flexibility that this position has given me. You know, before I was able to stay at home from, you know, or quit my job and stay at home with my kids, I would talk about, you know, that's the thing that I'm the most looking forward to, is just the absolute pure flexibility that this is going to provide me. And with each thing, with each letter, you're showing a picture in your dream book that matches up with that letter. So the reason why a dream book is so important it's not about necessarily you. Your goal poster is for you, but your dream book, half the population are visual learners. They're attracted by visuals. And so if you're just standing up there talking about, playing the game or talking about, you and your goals, whatever, they're not hearing really, well, they're hearing it, but they're not registering any of it. And so you have to speak, again, you have to, attract yourself to every single person there. So that's why the visual, having a dream book, is so important, because it catches half of the audience. And again, your job, it's not about you, it's about them and attracting yourself to them. And then the last one is B, and it stands for belief. And I always talk about the fact that the belief that I have in this company, and the belief that Mary Kay had in the company. In the beginning, I didn't have so much belief that I was going to be able to do this. And so I really didn't talk about that. Now I talk about, I believe that this company is going to work. But back then I talked about Mary Kay and the mission that she had and how she started the company when no one else gave her the atta girl. No one else said, yeah, go get him, except, her 19-year-old son. No accountant, no lawyer. Everybody that she talked to, anyone that she, trusted in her life, or admired or looked up to in her life, told her that it was just a crazy idea, but she did it anyway. And she did it for us. And so I love that part. I love the part of the golden rule, and we do unto others as we have done unto ourselves. And people, when they hear that about us, they respect that. And so it's worth sharing. So I play the game. Okay. Now at the end of the game, I say, well, at the beginning of the game, let's go back to how I introduced this. So I say, all right, you guys. So in my intro, I say, here's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to do some introductions. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I want to find out a little bit about you. We're going to play a game, and then we're going to try the #1 selling skincare and color cosmetic line in like the past in the world, in the United States, in the past like 15 years in a row. Okay, so we're going to try that, and then we're going to do a little bit of color. We're going to do like dash out the door color. Susie's getting a custom look tonight because she's our hostess. And then at the end, I'm going to meet with all of you individually over there, and I like literally point like over there, and I'll get some feedback from you about some of the products that we tried tonight. And if there's anything you guys want to take home, I totally have it all with me tonight, so you can take it home tonight. So introducing the game, so I do the introductions, I tell them what's going to happen. That's important for all the C personalities at the party. But then as far as the game, I say, we're going to play a little game, and this is going to be fun. It's going to break the ice. It's going to give you guys a chance to earn some prizes. I'm going to be giving away some goodies tonight, but it's also going to share with you a little bit about Mary Kay, the company, and it's going to share a little bit with you about me and why I'm doing this and things that are on my heart and my dreams. And so I'm just excited anytime that I get to be in front of people that could potentially be my customers. I want you to know what kind of company you're choosing to support, and I want you to know why I'm so passionate and sold out, about what I'm doing. And so that's how I launched the game. Okay. Now at the end, after I've gone through all the letters, I want to find out who's like mine's ticking, or maybe who has questions. You're also going to maybe see like who's competitive here, which competitive women do well at Mary Kay, but you're going to see, who's wanting to play with you when you ask this. So I say, what questions do y'all have? I'm going to give you guys 2 tickets or 2 buttons for every question that you ask me, and they literally will start asking questions. Now, if I'm ever in a position where they're like, you'll see this, it happens at meeting. I don't get freaked out. People don't ask questions, but I stand there for a minute. People start asking questions typically. I'm like, really? No questions? But most of the time people start asking questions, and it'll show me who is kind of interested, who's kind of thinking about this, or who the competitive girls are. And I mark that up here, and then when I go do the individual consultations in a little bit, I'm definitely going to give her a packet. All right. Okay. Oh, and I will say this, we're going to talk about this more with the individual consultation stuff when we get to that, but don't be a weenie. Don't be a weenie. Ain't got time to be a weenie. you got to do the individual consultation. You have to. You're missing everything that you went to the party for if you're not doing the individual consultation. And you just have to put your big girl pants on and make sure it happens. Every once in a while, I'm at a place where, they're like, oh, it's good. We're fine. Nope. I got to do it this way. We're just going to meet over here on the couch. It's fine. Come on over. So we'll talk about that more. Okay. So sharing your dreams I think we've got it with the customers and things like that. We're going to do a whole like interview thing, like how you actually sit down with someone and share your dreams and goals. But number one, I want you guys to know that don't go to an appointment and not share your dreams and your goals and why the heck you're doing this, because you're just another Mary Kay lady. If you go and show them the product and all that, that's awesome. That's totally awesome to share the product and make everybody feel beautiful and all that. But if you forget the part where you tell them about why you're doing this and you don't connect them to you and why you're doing this, they are like, just, they think they're free to buy lipstick or mascara. Okay, customers, those customers, they're not all telling people that they tried Mary Kay with so-and-so. Sometimes they don't even remember your name. Customers don't know my name, okay? They buy from me, they order from me all the time, they don't know my name, okay? That happens. My goal is to make sure that I connect myself, my heart, my goals, my dreams, so that they, when they run out of mascara or they run out of foundation, they're like, Amber's staying at home with those 3 babies. She's in that pink house. She's going to Rome. I'm calling her for my mascara. You want to connect with people. And you're not going to get anyone to join your team if you're, I'm in, I'm out, I don't know. Don't dumb it down. Don't play yourself down. Don't play Mary Kay down. Like, Okay, let's talk about one more thing. And that is who else to share your dreams with. Number one, your director. We are the keeper of your dreams, because you're going to try to give up on yourself a couple times. So we are not into talking people into doing things that they don't want to do. However, there are going to come times in your life, in your Mary Kay life, that your director needs to remind you of your dreams. Okay. Julia reminds me of my dreams. And the only way that she can remind me of my dreams is because I was vulnerable enough to share them with her. Okay. You can't be coached. You're not leadable if you're not willing to be a little bit vulnerable. And so that's why, like, in this Voxer group, we've been sharing our dream posters. I know for some of you that doesn't feel good. It feels vulnerable to share your dreams. But I can tell you this, you are safer sharing your dreams in that Voxer group than you are sometimes sharing your dreams with your mom or your mother-in-law. Sometimes your dreams are safer in that environment than they are maybe with a spouse who's not on board yet. We're going to talk about that in a second, because I don't expect spouses to be on board until you've gone through a little bit of a proving ground. They have nothing to look at that says, yeah, this is going to work. Like, Christian tells people this all the time, and he would totally get on here if I had him in here and tell you guys the same thing. He thought my Mary Kay business was going to last a couple months. He tells people that. Well, obviously, I have proved him wrong. I've proved him wrong. I have stayed more than a couple months, but I had to prove it first. I didn't have his support in the beginning. He wasn't like, you can't do this, I said. He was never like that, but he was never like, woohoo, go get him. I think I had earned my first car before he thought, maybe she's like serious. Maybe this little Mary Kay thing isn't just a little Mary Kay thing. Maybe this is for real. But it was a proving ground. But your director needs to know, your dreams and goals. Your team needs to know what your dreams and goals are. You're going to attract them to you in the first place by sharing that with them. But they need to know. But you have to be reminded too, when you have this team of women. Like I have my women, I have my unit, and I know that you guys care about some of my goals and dreams. I know that you do. And I know that there's some that you really don't care. You really don't care, and that's okay. So I can't expect you to buy into every single one of my dreams. I never expected my DIQ team to buy into really anything. I will say that I'm surprised how many people, really do want to be a part of victory for another woman. And I think that is what makes it and sets Mary Kay completely apart from other places, is it is genuine. Women want to see women succeed in this arena, and I'm not sure that it exists anywhere else. I think of like Miss America and like pageants and all that, and like I have like a heart for some of that, and just like the camaraderie, but yet the competition. And I'm like, I'm not really sure. Like when the Miss Universe was crowned, and then it really wasn't her. And they had to take the crown off of her. I'm not sure. She was like, oh, I'm really so excited for you. But I always say in this arena, this is the only place where I will run neck and neck with April and Tina and Alexandra and Heather and all them all year round. But then if they beat me in the end, I'm genuinely excited for them, genuinely happy for them, even though they got the spot that I was working for. And there's no other arena like that. So with your team, and with your cheerleaders, share your goal with your cheerleaders. The people who are like rah rah, you can get them. Like authentic, real rah rah, you're gonna get them. Share them with them. Now, you don't always necessarily want to share your dreams with the negative Nellies in your life, or you're gonna have to probably at some point, but be prepared for that response to be probably what you thought it was going to be. Don't expect someone who never gets excited about anything, or who kind of is like wah wah all the time, to like get excited about the fact that you're going to earn a car. They're probably going to be like wah wah to that. So a funny story that I have about that is Julia. She was working for the University of Kentucky when she started her business. And she came home from a class, and she went back to her parents' house, and she was sitting at the kitchen money. And it was a significant amount of money. It was probably like a $500 skincare class. And to herself, out loud, but to herself, she said, maybe I can do this. And her dad, who is like totally German, was like, and she said, I'll never forget the day that we went and picked up my first pink Cadillac, and I drove it back to my parents' house, and I pulled up in the driveway, and my mom and dad were sitting on the porch, and I got them, I slammed the in your life. And I remember when I started my business, my mom was like, what? What are you doing? After I just graduated college with a marketing degree and a business degree, she was like, you're gonna what? And she thought I was busy, and she thought I wasn't gonna have enough time, and she was genuinely, worried about me and my time commitments. She's my biggest fan these days. And so, there was a proving ground. And so expect that. Expect to go through a proving ground. And that's why when you go back to your dreams and goals, that you want the big mama dreams, you want the big long-term dreams, but doggone it, nail some small ones, nail some benchmark ones. So it builds your confidence, and it shows people around you, hey, that girl's serious about this. So, okay, so just to recap, I think that your passion and your excitement is what is going to attract people to your team. Not like crazy, oh, it's so bad. That's okay. But like when you're presenting at a skincare class, you want to remember you're trying to attract D personality styles, women on a mission. They want to know the facts. Don't fluff around. So you're attracting women like that. You want to attract the I's, the people who are like, where's the party? What can I win? What are the rewards? Eyes are influencers. They want to know about the girlfriend trips. Like for me, not what I was into. If you would have told me that I was going to have to travel for my Mary Kay business when I first started, which is an option, you don't have to, I would have been like, no, never going to travel. I hated traveling for my other job. Hated it. So if you would have said travel, I would have been like, checking out. So girlfriend trips wasn't something that I was like super excited about. And then the S's, just the security of Mary Kay and the quality, women that you can be around. And the C's, they want to know the facts. So, don't be scared though to play the game and not know all the facts. Because most of the questions that people are going to ask you, you're going to know at the end when you're asking for those questions. If you're ever in a position where you're like, I don't know, I have to find out for you, find out for them and get back to them, and they would really appreciate that. So your energy, your passion, your excitement. Okay, share your dreams with the appropriate people, your director, your cheerleaders, and if you have to share your dreams with people, in your circle, the people who love you the most and they're maybe not on board yet, just be okay with that. Just be okay that there's got to be a proving ground for a minute if they're not going to be able to be on board, and make those small goals so that you can nail that. And then I think, okay, so let's talk about homework. All right, I think you probably know. Okay, so the homework is to put together a dream book. I know, it's kind of a big task. And I really, okay, so here's number one. Come up with your I story. Who am I? Why am I doing this? Where am I going? It should be like a minute and a half, okay? Really quick, heartfelt, something that's going to draw people in. Practice it, write it out, nail it, okay? You are going to share that at meeting on Thursday night, okay? For those of you that are local and are coming, you're going to share your I story with everybody, and you can't be weirded out by it. You all have the same dreams and goals. I mean, everybody has different goals and things like that, but you know what I mean? That like you're all coming from the same place, so you're going to share that. And then for as many of you that can get this done by Thursday, I want you to at least start your dream book. Okay, it is so important. It's so important. And like I've said this whole time, I'm not going to be making you guys do things that I don't think are important. Okay, I would never, ever, 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 ever have you waste time on things that you know, weren't going to directly influence the results that you're getting with your business. So hopefully you guys are at the point where you really know what you're sold out on. You really know what your dreams are. We're going to move forward absolutely courageously. We're not going to weeble wobble in and out. We're going to be in. Okay, so get that part nailed. Work on your I story, your quick 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. This is who I am. This is where I'm going. Or this is why I'm here, and this is where I'm going. And then start your dream book. Those first 3 pages are that, who I am, why I'm doing this, where I'm going, and then M, R, S. You could even put C before W if you want, so that when you're flipping, things are making sense. So anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you for plugging in. I'm so glad that this is working. And so for those that want to watch it again, you can. And for those that have missed, here you go. Here's your link. So love you. Good night. Happy Sunday.